42 in 2 days.
42 in 2 days. Is that a record in the journal?
Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from Consensus by CoinDesk in Austin, Texas. Joining me for this segment, we have Nikos Andrikogiannopoulos, founder and CEO of Metrika. We're going to discuss improving the reliability and performance of blockchain networks. It's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me,
I hope I got that right. My first interview of the day. It's a good way to kick off the day.
You did.
We've seen recent outages of blockchain networks. What is the impact of that?
Yeah, outages are not fun. I think the impact is that it doesn't help adoption. I think it reduces the level of trust that application developers and enterprises have when they look at blockchain networks to deploy. And I think the amazing thing to me is the mechanics that we're trying to fix. And today when an outage happens, there is practically chaos, right? Every node runner that runs a node looks at their monitoring and sees the node being down. And then they ask questions like, is it my node? Is it the network? Is it the application? And nobody knows the answer. And they go on Twitter, you go on Discord, and everybody says, what are you guys seeing? How are we going to fix this? And it takes time. So it's the equivalent of a village being on fire and everybody calling each other and saying, guys, are you seeing the fire? We should do something. Let's kind of gather together at a central square and figure out how we put out the fire. So that needs to be better. That's why the platform that Metrica is building and the tools that the ecosystem are building in general will help this kind of get better over time. But in the meantime, I think we're going to see more outages.
So are these outages preventable? Is there anything that we can do to be proactive about it?
Yeah, I think some of them are. I mean, there are some outages that are bugs in the code that get triggered, and those, the best thing you can do is react very quickly and have full visibility through tools and collaboration with the community. But there are outages that can be preventable. For example, when you're getting a spamming attack on certain nodes, if there is enough visibility on some part of the network getting spammed by all participants, then you can shut down those nodes and prevent that kind of propagating across the network and eventually bringing down the network.
Right. So explain to me what Metrica does and where you fit in the ecosystem.
So Metrika is building an end-to-end operational platform where you get end-to-end visibility, analytics, and operational intelligence. Think of us like a data dog in the blockchain world. We do monitoring and we do analytics, and we provide everyone who's running nodes or running applications with visibility on the health of the blockchain network, and also with insights on how to fix things when those happen.
Who would use this? Give us an example of some use cases.
Yeah, for example, if you are a node runner or a node hosting company and you're running nodes, if there is a network upgrade, for example, our platform would notify you that there is an upgrade in that network and you could upgrade your nodes. And in general, you could manage the entire life cycle of your node operations by knowing if it's misconfigured, if it's upgradable, if the performance is right. But also application developers and applications. So for example, if you're a gaming company and you are writing NFTs on a blockchain and you're transacting lots of assets, if suddenly the underlying network is getting upgraded or there is a degradation in performance, you want to be able to either notify your users or take some action, like switch the node that you are using or the API that you're using so that you can resume operations. So the application can become intelligent of the underlying blockchain health.
And finally, why is this so important for Web3?
I think what we are seeing kind of till today are use cases like assets being transferred, hodling. These are use cases that have low operational requirements. It's like, back in the 90s, email was the application. If the email kind of took a minute or took 2 minutes, it was faster than kind of, sending physical mail. But I think over time, we saw Netflix, we saw Zoom, we saw applications that had high operational requirements. So I think the Web3, as we imagine it, has to have those applications that basically push the bar and kind of go above and beyond what the Web2 has offered us. So until we have a dependable blockchain network, a reliable one and a performant one, I think Web3 will be happening at slow paces, and I think people will need to be trusting it more. As they see it being more resilient, more enterprises will be building, more bigger applications with a higher budget will be kind of built. So I think that's why it's super important for Web3.
All right, Nikos, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Marketing Reporter at Nasdaq.